my God. What a fucking game of football. What a game of football. There's so much to talk about. But it's only right to start this video with me coming clean with you guys. I have to come clean with you guys. One, football is a very unhealthy sport to watch. Why? Let me explain. You see, when Inter were 3-2 up, Marcus Thuram had just scored, time was running out. The first thing I done was run downstairs. I went to the kitchen. Hermano, I needed something to snack on. I needed something to stress eat. I found Fox's half-coated milk chocolate cookies. There's 10 in here. They're all gone. Every single one of them has 200 calories. They're all gone. I ate every single one of them in 10 minutes. Do the fucking maths. That's on average one every minute. One cookie every single minute. I have to come clean with you guys. So many times in the comments, Haj, who do you support? Haj, who do you like? I've told you guys plenty of times. Born and raised in the UK, as you can tell by my accent, I'm a Manchester United fan. But I grew up in a Serie A household. My dad loves Italian football. My dad is a Milan fan. Die-hard Milan fan. Ever since I was a kid, I watched the Premier League because of my friends in school and everything. In my house, it was only Serie A. I've been watching Serie A for nearly 25 years. My birthday is next week. I'm going to be 30. Which team do I like the most? I've told you guys, I got a fucking soft spot for Juve. I like Juve. I connect with them. But you see what I felt today when Juve were losing? And then they went on to win. Mamma mia, it felt good. It felt good. So hopefully that answers you guys' question. I want to create a Serie A channel where I can sit down and talk about all teams. But which team do I have the biggest soft spot for? Which team do I support and want to win in Italian football? Yeah. Because, wow, I need to calm down. I need to calm down. Let's get started with the game. Before the game, I was doing some research. And I was like, let's see what is coming Tudor's way. And let's see what's coming Chivu's way. The first thing that caught my eye was numero uno. Number one, Juventus in the first 2 to 3 games of the Serie A. They are ranked in the bottom 3, bottom 4 for long balls per game. What did that tell me? That told me Juventus under Tudor, they are instructed to always play ground football. Don't go for the long ball. You could see they're ranked in the bottom 5 in the Serie A for long balls. Now, when it comes to Inter, they were ranked in the top 2 for long balls. Inter under Chivu, they are instructed to play long, to play vertical, to play on the front foot, to always launch the ball long into the space. So I was like, wow, 2 polar opposites. Let's see who wins. Tudor, for me, he got it fucking spot on in that first half. Bro, do you guys think I'm fucking joking, bro? Look. I got the Clippers. I was ready. I was like, if Juventus go on to win this game because of this tactical masterclass by Tudor, I will shave my head. Because I was like, it's only right. I look like my fucking idol. Like, it's like when I was a kid. I went and got the R9 haircut when I was a World Cup. And then my Iraqi dad beat the shit out of me. Listen, the point is, I was like, Tudor, you got it spot on, hermano. You got it spot on. Let me explain. You're coming up against a team that was also ranked number 1 for high pressure in the Serie A based on the first 2 Serie A games. I've covered Inter's press and how dynamic it is and how they press on the front foot. Juventus today, what was the first thing that I realized? They were going long from the back. You could see it here. This is for the second goal by Kenan Yildiz, Di Gregorio, Kelly and Bremer, either side. They went long. They went long into Cop Miners. Cop Miners got it. Eventually, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds later, Kenan gets the ball and he scores. When they went long, they automatically took Inter's entire press out of the game. I was watching it and I was like, Tudor, if this is you doing your research and if this is you finding a way to nullify Inter by understanding they like to press high, but when they press high, they don't have the physicality to deploy a back line. You can get the beating of them. Tell your team for today and today only, let's go against my principles. We are ranked in the bottom 3 for long football. Juventus, Tudor, they are instructed to play out of the back no matter what. But today, they went long. And when they scored that Kenan Yildiz goal, I was like, you've got it. You've got it bang on the money. You've got it bang on the money. They go in 2-1 up. I'm looking at the second half. Don't worry. I will discuss the first and the second goal. Don't worry. I just need to get whatever's on my chest out at the moment before we then do the professional match analysis. When the second half comes out, I'm looking at Juventus and I'm looking at Tudor and I'm thinking, listen, the blueprint is there. The blueprint is there from the first half. Go long, attack the space they leave in behind. Something with Inter, to touch on them very briefly, the gap between the defense and the midfield when they press, it's massive, bro. It's a donut. It's literally a donut because the back line doesn't push up to suffocate the press. That's why when Juventus go long and they skip past Thuram, Martinez, Barella, Çalhanoğlu, Mkhitaryan, the back line isn't pushing up. That's why when they go long, Cup Miners has the ball in an island. Kenan Yildiz roaming in that 10 position, always available. 2-1 up, and I was thinking the blueprint is there. Tudor, go for it. Tudor, you have physicality on the bench. Tudor, you can punish them. Let's just say, I didn't like what I saw in the second half. I'll be completely honest with you guys. Yes, Juventus won. Yes, the emotions, but it's only right to sit down and speak on the game. Put everything aside. I don't like what I saw in the second half. This whole sit back in this 5-3-2 shape, invite pressure, wave after wave after wave. Brother, trust me, you don't need to go and get Albert Einstein out of his grave to tell you your team is not the best defensively. If anything, your team is more gifted offensively. And I was looking at it and thinking, you don't want to sit back to these guys. You don't want to sit back to these guys. As much as Inter, I must say, looked very toothless against the low block, when you bear in mind, 2 of their goals come from Çalhanoğlu, 2 screamers. Like, if there's one thing Çalhanoğlu knows how to do, it's that. I remember last year in the Coppa Italia against Milan under Sergio Conceição, the exact same thing. Conceição sat back for the whole game. Çalhanoğlu got the ball from outside the box, put it into the back of the net. You invite too much pressure for players that know how to strike the ball from outside the box. In the second half, I don't know what Tudor told them because they weren't playing on the front foot. It was just chaotic. They would just launch the ball without anybody to chase onto it. They kept inviting pressure, wave after wave after wave. And listen, that Çalhanoğlu second goal, it was special. I'll be honest, that is ridiculous execution. That is a ridiculous goal. From the chest control to the volley, to control it, to generate the correct power on it, the accuracy, that's a lovely goal. But I looked at it and I was like, why? Did you not learn? Did you not learn from the first goal? Don't give him time and space outside the box. It goes 2-2. Momentum, everything was on Inter's side. Juve, they looked tired. They looked leggy. Disbelief, like literally in disbelief. Marcus Thuram goes on to score. That's when I looked at it and I was like, yeah, Tudor, bro, fuck the Clippers. Tudor, I don't want a haircut like yours. I'm keeping my hair. Tudor, you got this one. Because in the second half, you could have gone toe-to-toe just like you did in the first half. And you should have trusted your offensive-minded players to win you the game. You sat back, you invited pressure. And let's be honest, Inter, even last season in the Champions League, they've got moments of brilliance and they're good from set pieces. I think they scored like, 2-3 goals against Bayern strictly from set pieces. Why? Why did you sit back? You're at home. Now, I'm a firm believer in when you play at home, flex your muscles. Brother, you want to go out shirtless? Go out shirtless. You want to go out and wear the tightest of tops? Go out and wear it. You want to wear a tank top, a vest? When you're playing at home, flex your fucking muscles because you're at home. Home soil, home turf, home advantage. The fans behind you, you're at home. And also, let's not forget, it's game week 3. There's nothing on the line in game week 3. Yes, we can turn around and say bragging rights, rivalry. It's a game that every fan wants to win. The facts are, it's game week 3. If this was game week 36 and Juventus have to avoid losing to stay in the Scudetto race, I would have looked at Tudor and been like, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, being pragmatic, going into this 5-3-2 shape and inviting pressure, it's the only way to try and get the job over the line. I understand it because there's something on the line. There's something you're trying to preserve. Game week 3 of the season, you could lose all 3 of your first 3 games of the Serie A campaign and still win the Scudetto. You could win all 3 of them and still go on to finish outside of the top 4. It's game week 3. There's nothing on the line. Like, this is a fact. There's nothing on the line. Go out, flex your muscles. 5-3-2, wave after wave after wave, pressure after pressure after pressure. They go down 3-2. They go down 3-2. The substitutions are made. I'm looking at them. I have no issue with the substitutions, but I've got an issue more with the timing and the context around them because I'm looking at it and thinking, why didn't you do these offensive-minded substitutions when it was 2-2? Why didn't you show that proactive side of you where you were like, you know what? I'm not happy with 2-2. I'm not happy with the fact that Inter are dominating the ball and just taking the game to my team. I'm going to bring on some attacking players. I'm going to bring on some physicality and attack. I'm going to roll the dice because I want to win this game. When your team is losing, you have to make attacking substitutions. There's nothing else you can do. Your team is losing. You're trying to get back in the game. You have to bring on more attackers. In this case, Juventus went on to win. I don't want to come across negative, but I've seen this story plenty of times throughout my life where coaches aren't proactive, they're reactive, and they pay the price for it. I just looked at it and I was like, Tudor, I don't like the fact that you finally brought on the attacking players once Juventus were losing. You should have done this when it was 2-2, before 3-2 and time was running out. But then after that, X factor. That's just what it was. Kenan, what a cross. What a delivery. Khéphren Thuram, right place, right time. I remember I was saying it all of last year. Kenan Yildiz, big game player. Khéphren Thuram, big game player. Puts the ball into the back of the net. And then the game-winning goal. This I loved. This I loved. You know why? I admire Tudor for bringing on Adžić in a game like this. You have to bear in mind, not many coaches do it. I promise you that. Not many coaches do it, especially when you bear in mind, how much has Adžić played against Parma and Genoa? Hardly anything. He's hardly played against two far weaker opposition. To roll the dice and bring him on against Inter, I respect it. I respect it, but I need to see him roll that dice, be brave, be proactive on a consistent basis. When Adžić came onto the pitch, I was like, brother, if there's one way you want to introduce yourself to the entire world, to Calcio, to Serie A, to every single Juve fan, it's not against Genoa. It's not against Parma. It's not against Udinese. It's against the big boys at home when the chips are fucking down. The game is 3-3. The dying minutes, he gets the ball from about 30-35 yards. And I'm looking at it and thinking, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. When I saw him shoot, wallah, I was thinking, you stupid dumbass. I'm being honest. Listen, I'm being completely honest with you guys. When I saw him shoot, I was like, what are you doing? And then I went quiet. I went quiet. He silenced me. He was like, I'm not the dumbass. You are. When I saw it go into the top corner, I was like, you know what, brother? Hats off to you. Wallah, hats off to you. You smashed it. You took control. You took initiative. You took matters into your own hands. And you were like, you know what, guys? Watch me win this game. And he went on to win the game. Ridiculous strike, ridiculous execution. The fact that that shot had no backlift whatsoever, amazing. Like, trust me, if this kid wanted to introduce himself to the world, there's no better way than 3-3 in the dying minutes at home against Inter. What a goal. I even feel like his performance was great. And now he's giving Tudor an extra headache, which is, yeah, you were probably worrying about the Opendas, the Davids, the Vlahovic, the Kenan Yildiz, the Cup miners, how to fit them into the same team. Now you need to think about me. Now you need to think about me, because I've shown you something that some of those players don't have. X factor. The ability to win games, personality, a player that can grab the occasion by the balls, bro. Yeah, like he can grab it by the balls and be like, yeah, cool, no problem. 3-3, give me the ball. I'll win it for you. I'll win you this game. What a goal. I want to see him more in the team. I want to see him start a bit more games. I want to see him come onto the pitch besides when Juve are losing. Bring him on when you're winning. Bring him on at halftime. Start him in some games. The kid is ready. Yeah, I need to drink like a whole liter of water after this video. Juventus have won. Juventus remain unbeaten. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys on another one.